Reddy में.
Right. So two people Sudhakar Reddy is online and one more of his
वहाँ पे
friends.
तो 7 होगी.
He said 5 o'clock in the evening.
It's comfortable. It must be Saturday there.
Yes, sir.
It's Nish is from Sanojan.
Dinesh is Sudhakar Reddy.
Okay. Saturday. So our days are also relative now. At the same time, we say Saturday.
Saying hello to you, sir.
Sudhakar. Hello. Good morning. Here, I don't think you can hear.
Actually, I can enable their microphone.
नहीं रहने दो. थोड़ा दिक्कत होती है क्योंकि वो इको हो जाती है. ये कितने की है भाई?
सर ये तो
नहीं यार ऐसा ना करो.
नहीं सर कुछ तो हमें भी सर दान बढ़ा दीजिए.
नहीं दान मत करो यार. मुझे जब मैं भिक्षु बन जाऊंगा तब कर देना. इसमें पता नहीं क्या
हर चीज को पुराने वाले फ्रेमवर्क्स में देखेंगे जरूरी नहीं है.
18 पाउंड.
सर इनको गुरुओं को दान नहीं किया था सर.
नहीं गुरु कुछ नहीं भैया. फिर तो लेना ही पड़ेगा. If you treat me like that, then there is a danger. This book has been praised a lot.
Yeah.
I have seen many good references to it. तो तुम यूएसए से लाए थे?
नहीं सर ये मुझे यहीं पे यूरी पे मिल गई थी तो मैंने.
बट यहाँ पे तो नहीं थी.
हाँ सर थोड़ा
ship it and from USA and then they said the cost will be phenomenal.
नहीं सर सेम कॉस्ट थी. मैंने
कितने
कंपेयर किया. $720 की सेम थी.
अच्छा.
यहाँ पे
कितने की मिल गई? मैंने जो वो मंगाया मैं ये अंगुत्तर ने कहा है उसकी कॉस्ट थी $75. उन्होंने कहा तुम प्री वो दोगे तो $45 मिलेगी. तो मैंने भेज दिया. जब वो बिल आया तो $92 था. Because the shipping charges was $47. Well, of course, I didn't get from. You got it from Wisdom?
No, sir. You read.
अच्छा कोई और वेबसाइट है? इंडिया में है ऑपरेटिंग.
यहीं पर एक्चुअली पहाड़गंज में शायद उनकी पब्लिशिंग हाउस है. तो वो यही करते हैं.
It is published by them.
No, sir. They have the importers collaboration. They import it and then.
तो अच्छा है. Then we should not bother. मुझे उसका वेबसाइट का ही बता देना. So, good morning. They are there? Good morning, friends. So, we'll start with our session on. First, we read this verses from Dhammapada, chapter 5. Start.
मुहूर्तन अपिचे विन्यू पंडितन पयिरुसति
पैरुपासति
क्षिप्पम धन्नं
विजानाति
जिह्वा सूपरसं यथा
मुहूर्तम अपि च विन्यु पंडितं पैरुपासति क्षिप्पं धम्मं विजानाति जिह्वा सूपरसं यथा. So last time you remember we had read the one which was the conjugate of it. There it was, instead of khippam it was dabbam. Just as instead of this jiva it was dabbam. Just as a spoon kept in a soup will not get the taste of the soup even if it remains with it for a long time. And so here it is jiva, जीभ. अगर जीभ सूप में होगी तो फिर तो पता टेस्ट मिल जाएगा. इट से मुहूर्तम अपि च विन्यु. मुहूर्तम मतलब मुहूर्त, मतलब छोटे समय के लिए भी. इफ ए विन्यु मीन्स a wise person. There it was the foolish person. Panditam payurupasathi. So if a wise person associates or sits near a intelligent person for even a small time, khippam dhammam vajanati. Khippam shikri. Very soon dhammam vajanati. He will understand the dhamma like the tongue knows the taste of the soup. उसको ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगता soup का taste आने. That is the analogy which has been given. And there is that story associated with that of friends who went to forest with certain other ideas with a courtesan, and the courtesan ran away with their money. So while they were searching, they happened to meet Buddha, and then he gave them this kind of advice, practiced diligently, and they all became arhats. So the monks got surprised. He सोचा होगा हमारा क्या हुआ. So how can they become arhat just so quickly? So then Buddha explained to them that intelligent person can understand things rather quickly. So second,
चरन्ति बाला दुमेधा अमिते नेवा अतना करोन्ता पापकम कमन यन होति कटुकफलम.
चरन्ति बाला दुमेधा, मतलब बाला मतलब मूर्ख हो गया, दुर्मेधा दुर्मेध जिसकी बुद्धि ठीक नहीं है. चरन्ति चलते हैं, बिहेव करते हैं. अमिते नेव अतना. अमित मतलब मित्र तो हो गया मित्र, अमित हो गया जो एनिमी हो गया. अमिते नेव मतलब लाइक ए एनिमी, अतना मतलब अपने. So the stupid people, those who are stupid, they behave as if they are own enemies. That's the translation. करोन्ता पापकम कमम. मतलब करते रहते हैं पापकम, पाप को कम कर. तो बुरे कर्म करते रहते हैं. यम होती कटुका फलम, जिसका होता है कटु, कड़वा, फलम फल. ठीक है ना. So we can easily read it. So the stupid fools behave as if they were their own enemies and doing bad deeds which bring them bitter fruits. So there is the big story of a man named Suppa Buddha. In the previous existence, he had killed a courtesan and she had vowed to take revenge on him. In yet another existence, he spat on a holy man, so he had a large number of unwholesome acts to take care of. So as a result of these, he was born as a leper. So he was listening to discourse, and there's that story, Buddha, while every day while meditating, he would recall who is the person who should be given the direct attention. So once he gave him attention, and he sent metta to him. So, and he realized Dhamma very quickly and became a monk later on. So the king of the gods, they said they wanted to test him, and so you appeared to him before him and said, "You are a poor man, so if you renounce Buddha, I'll give you a lot of wealth. Come with me." So that Suppa Buddha was actually, he had got some taste of Dhamma. He said, "No, I'm actually very rich man. I have a faith in the Buddha and this statement." could be more richness than that. And then he told this story to Buddha, and they said that they could not, he's become so much established in the path that he's not going to fall now. And he, of course, he then died immediately soon after, because I think it's mentioned, Supabuddha then went to Supabuddha, and on way back to monastery, an evil spirit, the woman whom he killed in a previous existence, killed him. Reaped the fruits of his consequences. And then he had already been born in a heavenly realm. Next one.
न तं कम्मं कथं साधु यं तत्त्वा अनुतप्यति यस्य अस्सु मुखो रोदं विपाकं प्रतिसेवति।
नतं कम्मम कथम साधु। चलिए, आप तो संस्कृत जानते हैं, तो ट्रांसलेशन कर दीजिए।
कम्म मतलब कर्म, साधु इज अ सज्जन व्यक्ति।
Here sadhu means good. Katham sadhu मतलब अच्छा नहीं।
अच्छा।
नतम न उस कमम कथम, उस काम का करना साधु अच्छा है। यम जिसको करने से बाद में तपित होता है, परेशान होता है, रिग्रेट करता है। अनुतपति रिकॉयल करता है, उसके ऊपर रिग्रेट करता है।
यस्य अस्सु मुखो रोदम विपाकम प्रतिसेवति।
जिसका अस्सु मुखो, अश्रु भरे हुए मुख से रोतम रोता है। विपाक इज रिजल्ट, फल जो कर्म का विपाक आया था ना, कर्म का फल प्रतिसेवति उसको भोगता है। That deed is not well done which one regrets when it is accomplished, and whose consequences one has to face with a tearful face and keep on crying. So that's the, and the story is quite interesting. आप पढ़ के दिखा दीजिए, why don't we read it out in brief?
I'll just read it. Some thieves were once dividing the stolen goods among themselves in the field, but accidentally they left a bag of money behind. Then a farmer from a village started to plough that very field. The Buddha, accompanied by Ananda, went by, and the Buddha said, "Ananda, look at the poisonous snake." To which Ananda said, "Yes, sir, it indeed is a very poisonous snake." The farmer was very curious, so he went to investigate. He found the bag with money and took it with him. When the people who were robbed came to that place, followed the footprints of the farmer and found their money. They took the farmer to the king, who ordered him executed. But on the way to the cemetery, the poor man was constantly repeating the Buddha's and Ananda's words. The executioners were surprised, so they took him back to see the king. The king then brought the farmer to see to the presence of the Buddha. After hearing what happened, the king set the farmer free and remarked that if the farmer was not able to call the Buddha as his witness, he would have been killed. To that, Buddha replied with this verse, saying that the wise man should not do anything he would anything.
Interesting story. This is a conjugate of that. If you see, the words are exactly same, just उसमें ना ऐड कर दिया, ना हटा दिया. That's the interesting way of remembering these.
तं च कम्मं कथं साधु यं कट्वा नानुतपति यासा पतितो सुमानो विपाकम प्रतिसेविति.
तो उसमें न तम था, उसमें न हटा दिया. तम च कम्मं कतं साधु, उस कर्म को करना अच्छा है. यं कत्वा नानुतपति, जिसको करने से आदमी पीछे रिग्रेट नहीं करता. यस्य पतितो सुमनो विपाकम प्रतिसेवित, इसको करने के बाद one is pleased, पतितो is pleasant or delighted, and sumano with a happy mind, vipakam patisevati, one faces the consequences of that. That is the conjugate story. हाँ जी, आप भी पढ़ा दीजिए स्टोरी को भी.
In the city of Rajgha, there lived a tourist named Sumana. His duty was to bring the king Bhimsara fresh jasmine flowers every morning. One day he was on his way to the palace with the flowers when he saw the Buddha and many monks on their arms round. he felt a strong desire to offer the flowers to the Buddha. He decided that even if the king were to fire him or even kill him, he would offer the flowers to the Buddha. He did so and was filled with delightful satisfaction. When Bimbisara heard about it, he was extremely happy with what Sumana had done. He praised him for his devotion and gave him a big reward. Venerable Ananda asked the Buddha what consequences would Sumana bear for this action. The Buddha replied that Sumana would not be reborn anymore in any of the lower worlds and that he will obtain arahantship in the near future. And Raman is smiling.
सर ये सब लोगों को इतनी जल्दी अरहंतशिप कैसे मिल जाती है?
हाँ, ये इसकी बड़ी कई सारी थियरीज हैं, क्या बताएं. एक थियरी तो यही है that people who are born in his proximity were those who must have worked to with that resolution in so many previous lives. That is the most tangible kind of a hypothesis.
But it could be possible that people have glorified कि
हाँ, हो भी सकता है.
जो भी बुद्ध के कोई भी स्टोरी है
Also, that is
उसमें
bound to happen. Something of that kind of excess तो हो ही सकता है. That also is possible. We can't really figure it out. What is the truth? हाँ जी.
मधुन वा मन्यति बालो याव पप्पन्ना पापम
न पच्यति.
यदा च पच्यति पापं अथा दुःखं
अथ दुःखं
निगच्छति.
इसका ट्रांसलेशन भी कर दो तुम, आसान है. मधुम क्या हुआ? मधु किसको कहते हैं? हनी.
वा मन्यति बालो इज स्टूपिड
फूलिश पर्सन. मन्यति मीन्स मानता है. मधुम वा मधुम की तरह. लाइक ए हनी वन थिंग्स किसको? याव मीन्स टिल सच टाइम, जब तक. पापम पाप जो है न पच्यति. पच्यति मतलब कुक नहीं होता. कुक होने का, पाप का कुक होने का मतलब उसका फल नहीं आया. जब तक पाप का फल नहीं आया तब तक वो उसको अच्छा ही बनता है, उसको मीठा ही मानता है.
यदा च
पापम, और जब पाप पच जाता है उसका फल आता है. दुखम निगच्छति, तो उसको दुख ही अंडरगोस सफर. So that is the, so this is a very important thing, in one of the discourses he points out कि कई बार लोग कहते हैं ना कि ये सारा जन्म तो ये गलत काम करता रहा और सुख भोग रहा है. तो वो समय की बात है. कौन सा उसका पुराने जन्म का कोई पुण्य का फल मिल रहा है तो वो सुख भोग रहा है. इस जन्म में जो काम कर रहा है उसको फिर आगे. So that's how it is explained why this kind of a inconsistency people see ना. हम लोग कहते हैं ना ये सारे लोग जो हैं अमीर हैं, they are doing all kinds of wrong things and yet they are becoming wealthy, or politicians. We always have a reason to feel because we see it in limited perspective. So that part is being brought out here in this story, and it's a very powerful story if you read. Is
in the city of Savati lived a beautiful girl named Upalvanya.
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 Upal मतलब वन्य मतलब कलर, उपल मतलब ये लोटस.
The news of her beauty travelled very far, and she had many suitors from near and afar. Amongst them was her cousin Nanda, who fell in love with her hopelessly. But she decided not to marry any of them and became a nun instead. One day, after lighting a lamp, she kept her mind fixed on the flame as her object of meditation and attained arahantship. Later, she moved to the forest and lived in solitude. Once Nanda came to her hut when she was not there and hid under the couch. He was determined to take her by force if she did not agree to marry him. Upalvanya returned and he jumped up. She tried to warn him, but told him he would have to bear consequences for his actions, but he did not listen and raped her. For this, he indeed had to suffer a long period of time. When the Buddha heard about this, he told King Vasindhi of Kosala about the dangers that nuns living by themselves in the forest had to face. The king built a monastery within the city, and from the time the nuns lived only in the city.
So that is the story behind starting of the nunnery. Originally, of course, they were not living in the cities. Good. So we come to our long discourse, Sammaditthi Suttam. So we had studied up to what time? I think nutriment we had to start, I think.
Yes.
We had studied the first section, wholesome and unwholesome. That what is the some right view? So it's a detailed explanation of right view. So the first detailed explanation which was
Number
given.
90.
We read till we just did read 89. Now we have to read 90.
So we had read the first one. That the end of it was yatakho avuso ariya savako evam akusalam pajanati evam akusalam pajanati evam kusulo pajanati evam kusalam mulam pajanati. So the point being made was that one of the ways of understanding sammaditthi, right view, is that a person knows what is wholesome and what is the root of wholesome. What is unwholesome and the root of unwholesome. And that we had seen.
Pankaj is saying that we did not read the last paragraph
Of?
89.
We didn't read it? So let me read it then. Yatokho avuso ariya savako evam akusalang pajanati evam akusala moolang pajanati evam kusalang pajanati evam kusala moolang pajanati so sabbaso rag anusayam pahaya patigha anusayam pati vinodetva अस्मृति दिट्ठि मानसयं समूहानित्वा अविज्जं पहाय विज्जम उपादेत्वा दिट्ठि वेधम्मे दुःखस्य अंतकरो होति एतद्वाति अपि को आहुसो अर्य सावको सम्मा दिट्ठि होति उजुगतस्य दिट्ठि धम्मे अवेच्य पसेदेन समन्नागतो आगतो इमं सद्धम अनीति. So this is the last portion is the same. Etadvapitko avuso arya savako sammaditthi hoti. So in this way also a noble disciple has a right view. So what is that way? And then that explanation ujugatasya ditti, straight view. Dhamme avecha pasadena, perfect faith in the Dhamma. He's arrived at that. Agato imam saddham. He's reached it and entered into the stream of Dhamma. So what is this is the summary of what we studied. Yatakho also, friends, when Arya Savako, a noble disciple, knows akusalam, he knows what is the unwholesome, evam akusalam moolam, and the root of unwholesome, evam kusalam pajanati, and knows what is the wholesome, evam kusalam moolam pajanati, and the root of wholesome. So sabbaso, so then he in all raga anusayam pahai, abundance, he gives up the latent tendencies of raga. Anusaya means raga, latent anusaya klesha raga. So then he abandons the underlying tendency of raga. Patigaha anusayam pati vinodetva. Patigaha means the aversion or the ill will. So he removes that. Vinodetva means he removes that, abolishes the tendency of the latent tendency of aversion, and asmiti ditthi manasayam samunihitva. He uproots ditthi mana anusayam. Ditthi mana means the view of asmiti, of myself, the concept of I. So he abandons the underlying view regarding the conceit of I, and then so around this ignorance is given, then avidyam pahaya vidyam upadetva. Avidya ko chhod ke pahaya vidya upadetva. He gets established in the knowledge. Ditthi eva dhamme dukkhasya antakaro hoti. Ditthi eva dhamme means he actually sees Dhamma. He becomes a perfect enlightened one. He becomes an arahant. Dukkhasya antakaro hoti. This suffering is completely exterminated. So this is the culmination. So in the beginning we had read, no? Dhamme avecha pasadena samannagato. That is, he is entered the Dhamma. He is entered into the stream of Dhamma. And when he has comprehensively understood this, in the sense in which we discussed, no? Understood the roots of it and therefore abandoned those roots of unwholesome. So once you abandon the roots of unwholesome, then he becomes a perfect enlightened. So that is the first way of understanding Sammaditthi. You recall we have 16 ways of understanding Sammaditthi laid down by the Venerable Sariputta. So it is one of the most profound discourses. We have taken courage to read. Then we come to the second section, 90, nutriment. So Deepak will start. Deepak wanted profound discourse. He said, "छोटे मोटे अब ठीक नहीं."
Sadha also.
साधा आउसो, साधा आउसो जो है ना, साधु और आउसो को जोड़ कर संधि है इसमें. साधु में अच्छा, गुड, आउसो में फ्रेंड.
साधा उso खो ते भिक्षु अयास मातो सारी पुतासा भासितं अभिनंदित्वा अनुमोदित्वा आयासमन्तं सारिपुत्तं सारिपण्यं अपुच्चं.
गुड. ट्रांसलेशन भी कर दो.
ट्रांसलेशन
हो जाए.
नहीं बात है.
साधु आउसो, फ्रेंड, गुड फ्रेंड. खो मीन्स ए पार्टिकल, खोते, ते मीन्स दे, भिक्षु, रोज भिक्षु जिन्होंने शुरू किया था डिस्कशन. आयस्मतो सारिपुत्र से, आयस्मतो मतलब मैनरेबल, सारिपुत्र को कहा गुड फ्रेंड. भासितम अभिनंदित्वा, ये तो बहुत बार पढ़ चुके हैं ना. भासितम अभिनंदित्वा अनुमोदित्वा. भासितम मतलब जो उन्होंने बोला, अभिनंदित्वा मतलब उसमें अभिनंदन किया, उनका खुश हुए. अनुमोदित्वा उसका अनुमोदन किया. So they were very happy. So they rejoiced and delighted in Venerable Sariputta's words. That's the meaning of it actually. Then Uttari Panya Apucham. Uttari means beyond that. Panham means prashna. Apucham means pucha, past tense apucha. Apucham ho gaya past tense. So they firstly they said delighted and rejoiced in Sariputta's words, and then they further asked him a question. क्या क्वेश्चन पूछा?
सिया
पन आउसो, पन्या नहीं है, पन.
सिया
पन आउसो
अन्योपि पर्यायो यथा अरिये शवाको सम्मादित्ति होती उजु कथासा दित्ति धम्मे अविचे पश्चेदेन समन्नागतो आगतो इमं सद्धम्मं ति. वो जो ती है वो तो एंड ऑफ द colon, semicolons, sorry, the end of the apostrophe is saying that sentence, spoken word is finished. तो ये भी पहले हम पढ़ चुके हैं ये सेंटेंस, तो पहले भी पिछली बार भी था. सिया पना आउसो मीन्स डियर फ्रेंड. सिया मतलब क्या है, इज देयर. अन्योपि पर्यायो, पर्याय मतलब इक्विवेलेंट. अन्योपि मतलब कोई और दूसरा पर्याय भी है. यथा जिससे आर्य सावको, एक नोबल डिसाइपल. सम्मादिट्ठी होती, क्या कोई और भी तरीका है जिससे कि एक जो डिसाइपल है सम्मादिट्ठी बन सकता है. वो बाकी तो वही उसके एडजेक्टिव दिए मैंने. उजुगतस्य दिट्ठी की धम्मे अवेच्य प्रसादेन समन्नागतो. उजु मतलब स्ट्रेट, हु हैज गॉट अ स्ट्रेट व्यू. धम्मे अवेच्य प्रसादेन समन्नागतो, अराइव्स एट द धम्मा, परफेक्ट फेथ एंड रीचेज द धम्मा. मतलब जो उसको समझ के उस राइट अंडरस्टैंडिंग को समझे. कोई और भी तरीका है क्या? एक तो आपने बताया, कोई और भी है क्या? Then he says, Siya also. Yes, friends, there is. What is that?
यतो को आगुसो अरिय सावको आहारंच पजानाति, आहार समुदायंच पजानाति, आहार निरोधंच पजानाति, आहार निरोधगामिनीं प्रतिपदंच पजानाति.
Very good.
एतावतपि.
हाँ नहीं बस. So this is the background statement. इसको translation भी कर दो आप. I am sure you can do that. It's quite simple.
So
Yato kho means by this, when friends,
Ariya Savako,
noble disciple,
आहारंच
मतलब आहार को जानता है. आहार मतलब न्यूट्रीमेंट.
आहार समुदायंच पजानाति।
आहार के समुदाय को, समुदाय ओरिजिनेशन, जैसे दुख समुदाय था ना, उसी तरह से
आहार निरोधंच पजानाति, आहार के
सेसेशन को जानता है।
आहार निरोधगामिनीं प्रतिपदंच पजानाति। निरोध इज सेसेशन,
सेसेशन, गामिनी प्रतिपदा,
गामिनी
पटिपदा, उसको सेसेशन की जो जाने की, उस तरह के जाने का जो मार्ग
है उसे भी जानता है।
जैसे था ना दुख निरोध गामिनी पटिपदा, बिल्कुल वही फॉर्मुलेशन, सारी फॉर्मुलेशन उसी तरह से। आहार निरोध गामिनी पटिपदा पजानाति। सो द फ्रेंड, when a friend, a noble disciple, understands nutriment, the origin of nutriment, cessation of nutriment, and the way leading to the cessation of nutriment. In that way, etad vapi ko also, in that way, so friends, Arya ko sammaditi. In that way also, a noble disciple acquires right view. Then, ujugatasya ditti dhamme avecha pasadena samannagato. He has a straight view and he has got a perfect confidence in Dhamma and has arrived at the truth. These are the repeating of the same thing again. Have we sent this to them?
Yes.
Huh?
So it is loaded already on the.
So they can see that.
They can-
Hanji.
कतमो पनावसो आहारो कतमो आहार अस्मोदयो
Na, ahar samudaya.
आहार समुदयो कतमो आहार निरोधो कतमा आहार निरोधगामिनी प्रतिपदा चतुर्भुज
हाँ बस एक घंटा हो गया ना, इसका ट्रांसलेशन करो.
कतमो पनावसो
What?
is friends.
Friend, what? Katamo aharo. What is ahar? He is asking that question. So then he'll reply.
कतमो पनावसो आहारो. Friends, what is ahar? कतमो आहार समुदय. What is ahar का nutrient का arising?
हाँ, origin.
कतमो आहार निरोधो. What is nutrient cessation? कतमा आहार निरोध गामिनी प्रतिपदा. What is the path leading to the cessation of nutrients?
चतारोम आवसो आहारा भूतानम वा सतानम ठित्तिया
Yeah, good.
संभवेशीनम वा अनुघाया कतम चतारो.
हाँ, सेंटेंस यहीं खत्म हो गई ना. तो चत्तारों में, चत्ता मतलब 4, चत्ता का मतलब 4 होता है, चतुर जैसे संस्कृत में बोलते हैं. चत्तारों में आउसो फ्रेंड्स आहारा. फ्रेंड्स, दे आर 4 न्यूट्रिमेंट्स. किस लिए? भूतानंग व सत्तानंग ठित्तिया. जो प्राणी हैं उनके, ठिट्टिया मतलब उनकी मेंटेनेंस के लिए. संभवेशानंग भी अनुग्रहाय. संभवेशनम जो हो रहे हैं, जो भी पैदा हो रहे हैं. These are, he's talking of the people who have already bhutanam va sattanam, means the beings who have already come to be, and संभवेशनम जो पैदा हो रहे हैं, मतलब जो हम जैसे जो पैदा हो चुके हैं और जो अभी गर्भ में ही हैं या अंडे के रूप में है या किसी और रूप में, उनके लिए भी, उनके सपोर्ट के लिए भी 4 तरह के आहार है. कतमे चत्तारो, विच 4? देन दिस एक्सप्लेनेशन विच 4?
काबजितारो आहारो.
कबड़ी कालो. ये एल विद नीचे है ना, उसको ड पढ़ते हैं, जो उसमें लिखा जाता है ना, जैसे मराठी में लिखते हैं ना ऐसा ल. सो L with a dot stands for that, which is now finished from Devanagari, but in Marathi and I think in Bengali that still is there.
How and what do you pronounce it?
D. Kabadi, kabadi karo.
कबड़ी कारो. कबड़ी कारो आहारो. ओडी कारो.
ओलारिको, ओलारिको वा सुखमो वा.
ओलारिको वा सुखमो वा.
तो एक कॉमा हो गया ना, उतना ही पढ़ लेते हैं. सेंटेंस छोटा छोटा करेंगे ना तो आराम से ट्रांसलेट हो जाएगा. कबड़ी कालो इज स्ट्रेंज वर्ड ना. इट मीन्स एक्चुअली फिजिकल फूड. कबड़ी कालो एक्चुअली मीन्स द फूड विच कैन बी मेड इनटू अ बॉल. दैट इज द मीनिंग. कबड़ी जिसको बॉल में कर सकते हैं, बॉल की शक्ल में बना सकते हैं. तो भोजन पहले वो ऐसे करते होंगे ना, नहीं मोरसल होते हैं ना, हाथ में लेते हैं ना, फिर उसको ऐसे से करके फिर खाते हैं. तो वो उस हिसाब से कबली कार हो. तो मतलब फिजिकल फूड हो गया। उलारिको व सूक्ष्म, उलारिको हो गया ग्रॉस, सूक्ष्म हो गया सूक्ष्म। So because he is talking of all the beings, so the different beings have different food, na? So some people have gross food, big animals, they take the whole meat, पूरा पूरा खा जाते हैं उसको. And then you have people who take very fine food. Then people in Devalok, they have absolutely fine food. They take it in जैसे कहते हैं जो उसके एक देवलोक है जिसमें their only food is प्रीति. So you can think of that whole grade of beings. So they can have gross food or subtle food. So that is the physical food. That is one. Now let us see the second. Hasso dutiyo. Hasso means hasso तो हमने कई बार पढ़ा है ना, contact. तो ये contact भी भोजन की तरह से दिया गया है, जो हमारा contact है with the sensory world outside.
The contact is the second nutrient.
Yeah. Dutiya means second.
The first is the food.
Food, physical food. Second is the contact.
मनो सनि चेतना
ततिया means third. मनो संचेतना, मन की जो चेतना है, वॉल्यूशन है.
चतुर्थम,
विज्ञानम मतलब जो कॉन्शियसनेस है फोर्थ. These are the four nutriments. I don't know whether you remember. We already studied them somewhere. You remember?
The four nutrients. These four.
Yes. Same. There's no
six sense.
नहीं. Famous discourse. साथी वाला उसमें थे.
Unfortunately, the only thing we remember is that
उसमें था ना पूरा ओरिजिनेशन ऑफ चाइल्ड, जिसमें गर्भ में पैदा होता है, फिर उसमें जो गर्भ में होने वाला है, ये सब चीज़ें मिलेंगी तब जाके बीइंग पैदा होगा. सो न्यूट्रिमेंट इज मेंशन्ड देयर. These are the four nutriments. It's a very comprehensive way of understanding. So how can we understand these nutriments? Can you see? अब कबली का आ रहा समझ में आता है ना. फिजिकल फूड तो समझ में आता है, न्यूट्रिमेंट है, भाई शरीर चलेगा कैसे. How is contact a nutriment? What do you think?
Contact
it's not nutriment of the gross body, right? It's nutriment of whatever it is.
Nutriment of, yes. Please go ahead. What is it nutriment of?
Nutriment of
Mind.
mind.
In what sense?
Yes.
Because we talk of a being as mind-body complex. Isn't it? So the physical nutriment is this supporting the physical organs. Then what does first support? You have studied it if you remember. You remember the dependent origination? First का क्या आता है? First पच्चया vedana. First पच्चया vedana. So first is conditions the feelings. So feelings is our support because we nourishes the feelings. कभी अच्छा लगता है, कभी बुरा लगता है. So first is the support which nourishes the feeling. So that's how they understand. And now first is actually a mental factor. It is not like as if some physical contact is taking place. So in Abhidhammic it is explained that this is one of the mental factors which arises when the conditions are appropriate. So when, for example, say we are looking at this watch, so there is a eye, there is that object, there is arising because of the eye and the eye dependent on the eye and the eye object arises eye consciousness. Tinnam Sangati Phasa. You remember you had read this? Tinnam Sangati Phasa. Again and again and again it was in that Chachaka Sutta. How the things, various things arise. Six texts of six. So we have the eye, we have the object, then based on them arises eye consciousness. These three things, eye consciousness, object and the eye together, they are Tinnam Sangati. The association of three is the contact. And there's a mental factor called contact. And with the basis of contact arises Vedana. So this is how the Abhidhammic explanation is given.
How is eye consciousness different from eye Vigyan?
Same thing. Eye consciousness is eye Vigyan. Chakku Vigyan. In Pali it will be called Chakku Vigyan.
So can we say that, for example, most of the times we are not aware of what is...
Because we take it personally, na? मैं देख रहा हूँ.
Because there are lot of things are impinging on us, but we only recognize where we take our attention.
Yeah.
So
you remember we had seen for what are the basic conditions required for any cognition, Mansikara is one of them. So whenever a consciousness arises, there are 7 concomitant factors which always arise, and Mansikara is also one of them. Now, if there are multiple inputs are coming, wherever we give attention, that will be registered. But since the mind operates so fast, we apparently get a feeling मैं सुन भी रहा हूँ, देख भी रहा हूँ, लेकिन वो होता एक माइंड मूवमेंट बाद में है, लेकिन वो माइंड मूवमेंट की ड्यूरेशन इन टर्म्स ऑफ मिली सेकेंड्स इज एब्सोल्युटली मिनिमल है. सो देयरफॉर वी आर नॉट एबल टू फील, हमको लगता है साइमल्टेनियसली हो रहा है. So this is Phassa is therefore the nutriment for Vedana, more specifically. Now we can go more detail. Then what is this next? Mano Sanchetana Tatiya. तो मनो संचेतना किसका nutriment हुआ? Dependent origination में याद करिए.
Mano Sanchetana is the volition, Sankhara.
Sankhara. Yes.
Sankhara, Chaya, Bhav.
संखार पच्चय
शुरू
से पढ़ो ना, अविद्या पच्चय से शुरू करो.
अविद्या पच्चय संखार, संखार पच्चय
संखार पच्चय विज्ञानम, विज्ञान पच्चय नाम रूप पच्चय षडायतन. सो संखार पच्चय विज्ञानम. सो संखार इज द न्यूट्रिमेंट ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस. अगर संखार होगा तभी कॉन्शियसनेस जागेगी, नहीं तो कॉन्शियसनेस नहीं जागने वाली. चेतना होगी, वोल्यूशन होगा. वोल्यूशन नहीं है तो कॉन्शियसनेस नहीं होगी.
ये थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट है क्योंकि कॉन्शियसनेस इज द लाइफ फोर्स.
वो एक्चुअली वही दिक्कत है ना, वी हैव नॉट ब्रोकन इट इनटू पार्ट्स ना. दिस इज बीइंग टॉक्ड ऑफ एज द विज्ञाना इज सीन एज द सेंस स्फीयर कॉन्शियसनेस.
राइट, दैट इज
सेंस स्फीयर कॉन्शियसनेस. अभी जो उसमें जो अभिधम्मा में किया गया ना, वो इसीलिए एक्सप्लेनेशन किया गया कि वो क्लैरिटी आ जाए. नहीं तो लोग सोचेंगे वो, क्योंकि सुत्ताज में सेम वर्ड इज यूज्ड फॉर डिफरेंट थिंग्स. सो व्हेन वी टॉक ऑफ चित्ता इन अभिधम्मा, था ना 4 मेन कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, अल्टीमेट रियलिटीज, 4 अल्टीमेट रियलिटी. चित्त, चेतसिका, रूप, निब्बान. तो चित्त में कॉन्शियसनेस है. इट्स जनरल नेम इज गिवन कॉन्शियसनेस. But there are 89 different or 120, 2 classifications are there, 89, 121 different kinds of chitta. So, Chakku Vigyan, Shrota Vigyan, they are also parts of chitta. They are of one particular kind. Then there are chittas along with other chetasikas. There is a wholesome chitta, unwholesome chitta, for example. जैसे हमने पढ़ा था ना, roots हैं जो, so हेतु है वो. So if there are lobha, dosa and moha, then we call it akusala chitta. If there is alobha, adosa, amoha, we call it kusala chitta. And we had last time seen some can exist in combination, some cannot exist. So therefore, so many kinds are get made. So these are called two basic classification. Okay, na? Akushala chitta, kushala chitta. Then they made another classification, which is neither kushal nor akushal. So abhyagata chitta. फिर abhyagata chitta को analyze किया, नहीं उसके भी 2 categories हैं. You remember last time we had studied? One is resultant Vipaka chitta, other was Kiriya chitta, functional chitta. Just functioning, no effect of, no consequences, no kind of volition, strong volition involved, just a functional chitta. Chakku Vigyan वगैरह जो है, by itself they are seen as in that sense, because they don't create any sankhara. Only when we react to what we see, then we create a sankhara. So arising of Vijnana does not create sankhara, but when we react to it, then it creates sankhara. But if we have a sankhara, then the Vijnana arises. If we don't have sankhara, there will be no rebirth, no Vijnana will arise. So because we have kept sankharas there, so this consciousness keeps on arising, keeps on arising. And if we don't generate a sankhara, then the past stored sankharas in the stream of our consciousness, जो हमारे कर्म संस्कार stream में जुड़े हुए हैं, they arise and they produce effect. So according to Abhidhamma, whatever we see, for example, is arising because of is seen as a karma vipak. तो मैं आपको देख रहा हूँ, आप मुझे देख रहे हैं, तो हमारे कर्मों का फल है कि हम एक दूसरे को देख रहे हैं. तो वो तो न्यूट्रल है, उसमें कोई वो नहीं है. अब उसके ऊपर मैं आपको देख के नाराज होता हूँ कि खुश होता हूँ कि गुस्सा जगाता हूँ कि मैत्री जगाता हूँ, उसके हिसाब से फिर मेरे नेक्स्ट कर्म बनेंगे. इफ आई डोंट डू एनीथिंग and I observe without any reaction, observe things as they really are, then there will be no further sankharas. So this is how Abhidhamma explains the process of cognition. So there are more detail, but I'm just giving you the overall.
तो जो संखार पच्चय और विज्ञान होता है वो
Every moment, the consciousness which is arising, every moment the consciousness which is arising is conditioned by the sankharas, previous sankhara. Because according to Abhidhamma, the chitta is arising and passing away with a rapid, very rapidly, millions times per second, maybe if you put it. So then what is happening? एक चित्त अराइज हुआ, पास हुआ, फिर नेक्स्ट चित्त जो हुआ वो क्या हुआ? इट इज जस्ट लाइक जैसे सेल्स डाई करती हैं आजकल, समझते हैं ना, सेल्स डाई एंड दे प्रोड्यूस डॉटर सेल्स. एग्जैक्टली सेम वे चित्ता अराइजेस एंड इट प्रोड्यूस a next चित्त. But the new chitta is not same as the earlier one, but it's not totally different. It is conditioned by it, and conditioning is done through the sankharas. Those are sankharas are the kind of flavor of the chitta, you can say, kind of a flavor. जो हमने काम किए हैं, जिसका इम्प्रेशन हमारे कॉन्शियसनेस स्ट्रीम पे पड़ा हुआ है, वो फिर अगली स्ट्रीम को अफेक्ट करती है, फिर वो अगली को करती है, और इस तरह से हमारे मॉड्यूलेशन होता रहता है. सो वी आर नॉट, नीदर वी आर द सेम एज द अर्लियर वन, नॉर वी आर टोटली डिफरेंट. सो वो कहा कि बीच की बात है, इसलिए कंडीशनिंग की बात है. ये मत कहो कि मैं वही हूँ कि नहीं हूँ, या मैं डिफरेंट हूँ. ना तो आप सेम है ना डिफरेंट है, तो अब क्या है? इट्स ए कंडीशनिंग फिनोमेना व्हिच इज हैपनिंग. सो दैट्स हाउ द बुद्धा हैज गिवन explanation of this arising. So here, therefore, sankhara is seen as a nutriment. In the real sense, sankhara is the nutriment which is giving rise to our rebirth consciousness. Rebirth sankhara hoga तभी rebirth होगा, at the end of the lifespan. नहीं तो नहीं.
And so sankharas are the things which continue post death also.
They are the things which
They transfer.
carry. It's not like, you know, that is the big problem, no, because we have a materialistic perception, ना, कि वो यहाँ से इधर चला जाएगा. It is actually a conditioning process.
Okay.
It is conditioning it. मतलब जैसे कोई, आपके क्या एनालॉजी, जैसे इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव है, उसमें भी कंडीशनिंग होती रहती है ना. आपने कुछ प्रोग्राम डाल दिया तो कंडीशनिंग हो गई एक तरह की, दूसरा डाल दिया एक तरह की कंडीशनिंग हो गई, और वो सारी इस एटमॉस्फेयर में सब अवेलेबल है ना. आई हैव टू जस्ट ट्यून इन एंड आई विल गेट दोज थिंग्स. तो जहाँ हमने ट्यून किया उसी हिसाब से उसका विपाक होने लगता है. तो आप उस तरह से समझ सकते हैं कि भाई हमने ट्यून कर दिया, इस कंडीशन ऐसी क्रिएट हो गई कि उस कर्म का फल आने का टाइम आ गया, तो हमने देखा अपने आप.
But that is a one time exercise कि मरते समय इसका जो संखारा होगा, जो स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट होगा, that will
have the effect in giving the rebirth linking consciousness. पटिसंधि चित्त. पटिसंधि चित्त मतलब जो च्युति चित्त, जो मृत्यु के समय का चित्त है, उसका नेक्स्ट जो चित्त होगा वो इट विल बी कंडीशन बाय द प्रीवियस संस्कार. मरने से पहले वाला जो संस्कार है, तभी कहा जाता है ना, मरने से पहले जो संस्कार जागता है प्राणी के मन में, कोई विचार या कुछ, दे आर द वंस व्हिच आर हैव द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट इम्पैक्ट इन टेकिंग.
so that is one part. So second part is that कि हम अपने present life में भी इतने संस्कार बना रहे हैं, so that create different consciousness
that keeps on modulating that bundle of karma.
So one way to say it is that don't consider death to be a milestone. It is a continuous process. The gross body may be changing at that point, but the way consciousness arises because of sanskara at this moment, similarly it happens at the moment of death also.
It
You
is,
need to consider it as a
that is
separate,
not seen as a culmination of ending event.
But sir,
Analysis
like
and-
Goenka ji also says that if you reach a higher stage of meditation, then the past life sanskaras will keep arising. So it's not that only at the birth time one is conditioned.
हाँ, but जो पटिसंधि चित्त है उसमें उसकी जो इमीडिएट अराइजिंग है वो तो उस समय के संस्कार है, लेकिन जो बाकी संस्कार है तो मिट थोड़ा ना जाएंगे. दे विल आल्सो बी कैरीड फॉरवर्ड इन द स्ट्रीम. ओनली थिंग इज दोज विच आर वेरी वेरी लाइट, वो ड्रॉप आउट हो जाते हैं. जैसे उसमें प्रवचनों में गोयंका जी उदाहरण भी देते हैं ना, कि ये कुछ संस्कार हैं जो जैसे पानी के ऊपर लकीर लगाए हैं तो दे राइज एंड पास अवे. कुछ हैं जो रेत पे लगाए, कुछ समय तक रहेंगे. कुछ है जो आपने पत्थर पे बनाए, तो बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग संस्कार है, तो स्ट्रॉन्ग वाले तो कैरी हो ही जाएंगे. दूसरे भी, इट्स ए वेरी डिफिकल्ट थिंग टू रियली फॉर अस टू फिगर आउट क्या हो रहा है. बट इतना है कि हाँ, हम प्रतिक्षण भी देख ही रहे हैं. इस समय भी हम इस समय अच्छी अच्छी बात कर रहे हैं, धर्म की चर्चा कर रहे हैं, 2 घंटे बाद पता नहीं क्या बातें कर रहे होंगे और क्या चक्कर चल रहा होगा, कहाँ किसके ऊपर शोर मचा रहे हैं और कहाँ कुछ कर रहे हैं. सो थिंग्स कीप ऑन हैपनिंग, चेंजिंग. एवरी मोमेंट थॉट प्रोसेसेस कीप ऑन चेंजिंग. सो जो संखार है उसके हिसाब से विज्ञान, उसी तरह की कॉन्शियसनेस हो जाती है. संखार पच्चय विज्ञान तो होता रहता है. So sankhara is therefore seen as a nutriment, in the sense that it gives rise to not only consciousness this, but much more importantly in this context is it gives rise to next, continues you in the cycle of birth and death. रीबर्थ लिंकिंग कॉन्शियसनेस उसी से क्रिएट होती है. अगर सारे संस्कार खत्म हो जाएंगे then you are free, no more.
तो इसमें एक चीज और भी है कि हमने जो सिक्स सेंस सुत्ता में पढ़ा था कि आई and the external form, when they both meet, contact happens and it leads to eye consciousness. So the consciousness which we are talking, which arises by sankhara, is different from the eye consciousness.
That is only a see that all consciousness is conditioned. That is one of the ways of arising of that consciousness. But the object which is being seen, for example, is said to be the result of karma vipaka. Why are you here and seeing me, and why am I here and seeing you? You can say it is accident, but if there is an Abhidharma scholar, he will say no, it's not an accident. It is the result of your karma that you are here and we are here and we are interacting and seeing each other and listening to these words. Now, and then once you are here, then of course it may sound very funny that everything which we are seeing, everything which we are hearing is a result of our karma. And so there have been explanations given that it doesn't mean that the whole world is determinate like that, कि सारा संसार बैठ के प्लान कर रहा है कि आपके कर्मों का फल आपको मिल जाए. But the situations are such that we are put in a, we try to get put in such a situation where the chance for our karmas to fructify happens. So उस तरह के संस्कार के हिसाब से हमारा विज्ञान बनने की परिस्थिति पैदा हो जाती है. अब हम क्या करेंगे वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. इस परिस्थिति में बैठ के हम उसको सदुपयोग करेंगे या उसका दुरुपयोग करेंगे, वो हम डिपेंड
बट सर जैसे डिपेंडेंट ओरिजिनेशन में सेकंड लिंक पे तो हमने बोला कि
विज्ञान, वो जो है ना, तो उसके जैसे हम उस दिन तब भी डिस्कस किए थे ना, दो तरह के एक्सप्लेनेशन है. एक एक्सप्लेनेशन है थ्री बर्थ्स, संखार पच्चया विज्ञानम, रीबर्थ लिंकिंग कॉन्शियसनेस. एक है प्रेजेंट बर्थ वाला भी, जो उपनिषद सुत्ता पढ़ा था आपको याद हो कि वो इस लाइफ में भी यू कैन इंटरप्रेट इट इन दैट मोमेंट. एट एवरी मोमेंट आल्सो द सेम थिंग इज हैपनिंग. एवरी मोमेंट आल्सो आवर कॉन्शियसनेस इज कंडीशन्ड बाय द संखारा. सो दो एक्सप्लेनेशन पैरेलल में चलते हैं.
और उसके सर डिपेंडेंट ओरिजिनेशन में जब हम और आगे जाते हैं, सो दिस कॉन्शियसनेस विल इवेंचुअली विल लीड टू दिस बॉडी एंड द सिक्स सेंस बेसिस, एंड देन दैट विल लीड टू
वो एक्चुअली वो जो है ना, उसमें आई कैन सी, आई थिंक व्हाट इज योर डिफिकल्टी, बिकॉज दैट इज नॉट ए कॉज. एक्चुअली पच्चया का जो एक्सप्लेनेशन है बड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है. पच्चया उसमें डिपेंडेंट ओरिजिनेशन में तो भगवान यही है ना, अविद्या पच्चया, संखारा, संखार पच्चया, विज्ञानम, विज्ञान पच्चया, नाम रूप. बट दो द वर्ड इज पच्चया, इट मीन्स कंडीशनड बाय. बट हाउ इट इज कंडीशनड बाय वो नहीं बताया उसमें, बिकॉज कंडीशनिंग कैन बी बाय वेरियस वेज. Condition can be as a root, condition can be as a nutriment, condition can be as a support, condition can be as a, so there are 24 different conditional relations. जो हमने बताया था पिछली बार भी डिस्कस किया था, जो उसमें पठान में आता है, सॉरी, बट उसमें जो तिक पठान करते हैं, हेतु पच्चयो, आरम्भन पच्चयो, अधिपति पच्चयो, अनंतर पच्चयो, सो 24 लिंक हैं. So those are the explanations of word पच्चया. So if we have to study dependent origination and understand it thoroughly, then we must study it from a Vidhammic perspective. वो पच्चया है क्या? Because we can easily see that पच्चया is not the same. In some cases there is a causal relation, in some cases it is not causal relation. When you say Vedana पच्चया तनहा, if it was cause-effect relationship, फिर तो हम फंस गए थे, फिर तो निकल ही नहीं पाते, फिर तो वेदना से हमेशा ही तनहा बनेगी. It's not cause-effect relationship. We can break it. So it is a relationship of a complicated kind. So we need to understand, is it just a supporting condition? Is it just a associative condition? So that kind of analysis has been done in the Pathan, the Tik Pathan, or the 7th book of the Abhidharma, which is quite obviously extremely difficult
So one more related thing with dependent origination while we are on this topic. So I was listening to Satipathan Sutta by Ganga Ram Singh, and what he was trying to explain was that when there are different stages of enlightenment. When the person reaches to the final stage of, say, nibbana, and that stage, as he was trying to explain, can be for a shorter duration or can be for longer duration, possibly depends on person to person. And what ultimately he was saying that when that person comes out of that stage, it's not that a person will always remain in that stage. Or something he may come back to the more normal state. And he says that at the stage of nibbana, all this dependent origination stops. And when he comes out of that nibbana stage, this dependent origination starts, and that's the time that where the person is able to see this dependent origination link and see what is causing what and what is causing.
जैसे भगवान बुद्ध का या जो भी अरहंत हुए हैं, they didn't remain in that state of nibbana all the time, isn't it? So they used to work in the normal day-to-day routine, so that's quite obvious that they have to. This is a state which is being experienced in some sense, and the dependent origination is seen as a explanation of the way the world is operating, the way conditioned phenomena is operating. So all the conditions, when you are in the unconditioned way, then there is no dependent origin because you are not in the conditioned domain. The moment you come into conditioned domain, you come into the domain of Pachaya, Sankhara, Pachaya, Avijja. So all that will begin all over.
Okay. But like for person like Buddha or like Buddha, so this the link where the craving happens, that won't happen even after.
Because there is no sankharas arising.
For
an arahanta, the consciousness is entirely kriya chitta, functional consciousness. There is no wholesome sankhara, no unwholesome sankhara, abhyagata, indeterminate. तो वो कोई wholesome काम भी नहीं करते, ना ही unwholesome काम करते. They do things as they things happen. Things happen through them. They don't do because there is no ownership of the deed. So once the doership concept is here, संखार arise होने का basic reason तो doership का concept है. मैं अच्छे काम कर रहा हूँ तो मेरे में फीलिंग है कि मैं कर रहा हूँ तो मैं कुशल कर्म कर रहा हूँ ना, कर्म कर रहा हूँ तो फल भी मिलेगा. अगर मैं कर्म नहीं कर रहा हूँ, सचमुच में नहीं कर रहा, मतलब मेरे में अहम का भाव नहीं है, मैं समझ रहा हूँ हो रहे हैं, थिंग्स आर हैपनिंग थ्रू मी, देन यू आर नॉट ए पार्टी टू व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. सो इफ यू आर नॉट ए पार्टी इन दैट सेंस, देन यू आर नॉट क्रिएटिंग न्यू थिंग्स.
Since the time Buddha became Buddha till his death, this would have to be the state. If you don't bring in this explanation, then all of this the origination would be happening within Buddha also.
That will create a confusion.
That will create a confusion. That will create a problem.
डिपेंडेंट ओरिजिनेशन में जैसे बुद्धा ने सिर्फ एक ही चीज को ब्रेक किया, पूरे चेन में कहीं नहीं किया, सिर्फ ये कहा कि जो स्टार्ट है वो भी चेंज किया उन्होंने. जैसे कि अविद्या पच्चया से शुरू किया और फिर कहा कि विद्या पच्चया से वो डिसोसिएशन हो जाता है. तो इनके जो बीच की चीजें हैं जो कि हम इसको ब्रेक कर सकते हैं, क्या ये ब्रेकेबल है कि ये एक कि अगर the only way to come out of the dependent origination is अविद्या को विद्या करना, और there are other ways जैसे कि वेदना पच्चया तन्हा.
इन प्रैक्टिस डूइंग तो वही है ना, वेदना पच्चया तन्हा तो हो ही रहा है. तो वेदना पच्चया प्रज्ञा कब होगा, जब अविद्या हटेगी तभी होगा ना. तो बट वो अविद्या हम ये सोचते हैं ना कि वो कम्प्लीटली हट जाएगी तभी होगा, ऐसा तो होने वाला नहीं है ना. इट टेक्स टाइम, देयर आर शेड्स ऑफ ग्रे, स्लोली एंड स्लोली बाय प्रैक्टिस एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग. बट ऑब्वियसली विद्या हैज टू गो, बट अविद्या जो है वो बहुत, जैसे हमने डिस्कस भी किया था ना, अ पर्सन कैन हैव अ होलसम चित्ता जिसमें लोभ नहीं है, दोष नहीं है, अलोभा अदोषा, बट मोह इज स्टिल देयर, दैट फीलिंग ऑफ आई इज स्टिल देयर, मैं कर रहा हूँ. That's a very big order to get out of it, isn't it? So one can slowly move from unwholesome to wholesome, and then from wholesome to complete transcendence of wholesome. तो जो लिंक हैं जैसे 12 भी हम ना, जैसे अविद्या पच्चया संखारा, संखार पच्चया, विज्ञान पच्चया नाम. Now these 12 links are explained in one particular discourse जो हमने पढ़ा था, वो महातनहा संख्या. Now interestingly, the discourse which is supposed to be the most profound discourse on that, another one, Mahanidana Sutta, which is the root cause of causation, and further to say. It does not start with the Vidya Pachya Sankhara. It starts from Vijnana Pachya Namarup Pachya further. And then it says Vijnana Pachya Namarupam, Namarup Pachya Vijnana. Now if one is a modern philosopher, okay, ये क्या है? वहाँ 12 लिंग थे, यहाँ 10 रह गए, ये तो गलत है. Something is wrong. How can it happen? But if you want to read it and understand it, it's trying to explain to somebody in a different manner. So you don't have to take it in that strict sense. Then he explains, you powerful explanation is given that without Namrup, consciousness cannot arise. And Namrup cannot arise without consciousness, because unless there is a rebirth linking consciousness, the next being will not be born. वही जो उसमें भी था. और वो consciousness को अगर base नहीं मिलेगा, तो वो consciousness manifest कैसे करेगी? So they are interdependent on each other. Therefore, one of the important links is अन्यमन्य पच्चय. आप सुनते होंगे. अन्यमन्य means reciprocity है. The example is given of two sort of these things which are supporting two leaves. They are supporting each other. तो दोनों ही साथ होने चाहिए, नहीं तो नहीं होंगे. So that kind of things need a vision to see. And only a Buddha could explain कि हाँ, this relationship is of this kind. Reciprocity की relationship है, ये होगा तो वो होगा, वो होगा तो ये होगा. और relationship भी ऐसा नहीं कि एक ही तरह की है. Between two elements, between say Vijnana and Ramrupa, it does not mean there is only reciprocity. There can be support also, there can be absence also, there can be presence also. So out of 24, there may be 5 different kinds of relationships between A and B. In B and C, there may be 7 different kinds of relationships. So all this is quite needs a penetrative insights to be able to see that. So whatever is said in the Abhidhamma will make sense, provided we see through it in a more with a more clear insight. So therefore we start with smaller things and then we build it up gradually. So तब तक शायद हमको समझ में आ जाएगा. So then we saw Mano Sanchetana Tatiya. The third हो गया Sankhara. So what is Sankhara nourishing? Sankhara is nourishing the consciousness. हमारा next जीवन जो है Sankhara nourish कर रहा है. Quite obvious, it is a big nourishment. Then comes Vijnanam Chaturtham. तो विज्ञान इसको nourish करता है. You remember what was the next link? नाम रूपम. तो जो मेंटेलिटी मटीरियलिटी है उसको वो सपोर्ट कर रहा है. दे आर सपोर्टिंग, बिकॉज अगर विज्ञान नहीं होगा तो विज्ञान जो है कॉन्शियसनेस के हिसाब से मैटर भी अराइज होता है ना. सी वी कुड सी द माइंड मैटर कनेक्शन देयर.
यहाँ पे दोनों आपस में इंटरडिपेंडेंट.
सो कॉन्शियसनेस इज गिविंग राइज टू नाम रूप. नाम रूप मीन्स माइंड, बट इट एक्सक्लूड्स कॉन्शियसनेस. वी शुड बी क्लियर. You remember Rupa is body, Nama is not just the 3 things, it also includes Chetana and other things. You remember we had seen. So there are other elements of Nama. So we should see in totality. So our volitions and our things, they are all supported by consciousness. Because if consciousness is there, then only materiality, mentality will arise. Nam Roop will arise. So this is the nourishment of it. So in that sense, the nourishment you can say, you could even say support, in kind of a support of that. So this is that small, those 4 nutriments should be understood in this manner. So the phassa is, let's recall quickly, physical food is quite clear, supporting the body. Phassa is supporting feelings, various kinds of feelings which we get. And volition, Manosanchetana, is supporting the consciousness, which means it is going to determine where we are going to be born. Whether we are going to be born in human realm, whether we are going to be born in Deva realm, whether we are going to be born in Brahma realm. So this kind of dependent, which being we are going to be born is going to be dependent on Sankhara. Then we have the Manosanchetana. And Vijnanam is going to support the Nam. So the previous, that rebirth linking process which is understood. So that's how this whole nutriment should be understood. Then let's read the next.
Tanha
Samudaya.
Ahara Samudayo. Tanha Nirodha Ahara Nirodho.
Yes. So let's sentence खत्म हो गया ना, इसको let's understand it. What does it mean? You should be able to understand.
Craving, tanha is craving.
Yes. Tanha samudaya means with the arising, with the origin. Ahara samudaya. So with the arising of tanha, the nutriment arises. Tanha nirodho, ahara nirodho. So he's saying the whole nutriment is arising because of craving. All this craving for food, craving for good feelings, craving for pleasant feelings, craving for having good body mind, craving for becoming a deva. All this is giving, these cravings are giving rise to nutriment. So he's
The
explaining.
cravings are because of the sankara.
No, the why craving है वो अगले में आएगा. तो इतना उतना explanation दिया है था ना. So at the moment food nutriment is being explained. So it is related to craving.
अयमेवा अयो अठांगिको
अठंगिको ये तो चलिए हम याद हो गया होगा. अब तो बहुत बार पढ़ लिया हमने.
अठंगिको मग्गो ahara nirodha gamini
Patipada.
patipada.
So what is this? Ahara nirodha gamini patipada. What is the path leading to the cessation of ahara? Same. Is it same? Athangi, eightfold noble path. And what is that noble path? And he repeats, of course, the same thing. Say yathaidam. That is to say, samma ditti, samma sankappo, samma vacha. So all the eightfold path is explained. So the way leading to cessation of nutriment is just the same eightfold path which you are familiar with, right view, right intention, and so on. So you can see the way the explanation is being given. So what should one do? Let's read next paragraph.
यतो को आहुसो हरिय सावको एवं आहारं पजानाति एवं आहार समुदयं पजानाति एवं आहार निरोधं पजानाति एवं आहार निरोधगामिनीं प्रतिपदं पजानाति सो शब्दसो रागानुशयं पहाय पटिघानुशयं पटिविनोदेत्वा अस्मीति दिठ्ठिमानानुशयं समुहनित्वा अविज्जं पहाय विज्जं उपादेत्वा दिठ्ठेव धम्मे. This is the same. Yeah.
Simple sentences.
Yes,
So what is the translation?
So
Yato means when.
Avuso, when, Arya Savako, when a noble disciple, in this manner, evam, aharam pajanati, knows the nutriment.
Understands
the nutriment.
Understand.
Evam ahara samudayam pajanati, understands the origination of nutriment. Evam ahara nirodham pajanati, the cessation of nutriment. Evam ahara nirodha gaminim patipadam pajanati, the path leading to the cessation of nutriment is understood. So sabbaso raganushayam pahaya. Raga is
Greed or craving, you can say.
craving. Yeah.
So this word is, we are using same word for English word for raga as well as tana.
Right.
That is a real problem.
Raga is rag dvesh raga. Raga anushayam is
Latent.
yes, latent raga. Pahaya.
Abundant.
Abandon. Yes. Patighanushayam.
Patiga means the aversion.
Aversion and latent aversion.
Pativinodetva means abandon, giving up.
Asmiti, which is the feeling of I am. Ditthimananusayam.
Ditthiman, मतलब मान का जो wrong view. Ditti means wrong view. Anushaya,
And latent feeling
tendency.
of that. Samuhanitva.
Uprooted it.
Uprooted. Avijjam pahaya.
Giving up
Giving up avidya. Vijjam upadetva. Accepting
the knowledge.
Ditthe vadhammi dukkha sannatakaro.
Antakaro. Dukkasya antakaro.
Dukkha antakaro hoti.
Ditthe Dhamma means he sees the Dhamma.
the Dhamma.
He sees the
And
Dhamma.
leads to the
Extinction of suffering. So this is the, so what he says, this should be understood. Nutriment should be understood. Understood in its entirety. So when we say understand, then there is a commentary which talks of understanding means you should understand all the implications of nutriment. That if you have craving for nutriment, what are the consequences of it? What are the dangers involved in craving? If you have craving for food, there are dangers involved. We know all What are the dangers involved in craving for food? How much exertion, how much effort, how much wrong actions lead because of our craving for food, and eventually what effect it has. Similarly, if you have craving for pleasant feelings, you can see how much of wrong actions come because of contact. Because of all these, what you can say, sexual misconduct is essentially a craving for contact. So you can see the dangers involved in that. Similarly, craving for various realms of being. इस realm में पैदा हूँ, उसमें हूँ, मनुष्य बने रहें, जीवन बना. That is the creation of the suffering, because eventually it will give rise to that. And the craving for Nam Rupa or consciousness. So you can see it in all in that sense.
I think so, इसी के related question था कि what is Nama?
Nama is the, loosely speaking, it is said Rupa is the body, Nama is the mind. But more detailed, one has to see the Abhidhammic classification. So Nama includes, because conscious out of the Pancha Khandas we talk about, we have Rupa Khanda, then Vijnana Khanda, then Sankhya and Sankhara. Isn't it? So Sankhya, Sankhara, Vijnana and the Phasa. So Phasa is seen in another sense. So in the in the Panch Khandas, 5 Khandas are, let us Rupa, Vedana, Vijnana, Sanya and Sankhara. So out of these 4, Vijnana is taken out. Vijnana is not seen technically as a part of Nama. It's basic Abhidhammic classification. So remaining 3 are seen as a part of Nama, and to it is added 2 more things. One is the Mano Sanchetana, another is the Jivit Indriya. Mano Sanchetana means the volition, another is the life force, if I recall correctly. So those 5 are called the Nama. So Rupa is physical and Nama is this. So in the Abhidhammic classification, there is this difference. So normally, loosely we say that 5 Khandas, Rupa is the mind, Rupa is the body, and rest are the mind, rest is Nama. So this Sutta mein aise hi chalta hai, but it's not a correct explanation, because if you say 4 are Nama, then Vijnana is also part of Nama. If Vijnana is a part of Nama, then what does this statement mean? Vijnana Pachya Nama Rupa. It does not mean anything. So there is a confusion then. You can't have Vijnana. Vijnana cannot be Pachya of Vijnana itself. So therefore there is a separation. These are the kind of clarity which is brought out in Abhidhamma. So Nama is explained in that.
But actually, you can unmute your speakers and you can speak also and ask any questions.
क्या क्वेश्चन था? विज्ञान नाम रूपा, what is नाम है? सुधाकर सिंह, वेदना.
So 90 is finished. I think we can stop.
Yeah.
90 is finished, so we can stop for the day and then we can have discussion, because now we can stop the discussion and we can have question answer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That
so if is it possible to hear, then we can hear them.
Yeah, you enable the speakers. I've enabled the speakers, so they'll have to enable it.
Are you able to hear me?
You can send them a message that you can.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Sir, I still get very confused in this chain. That what is the nutriment of what? If we can spend some time on understanding this chain in a little more detail.
This chain is coming from the same dependent origination only, actually. So it is not difficult. If you remember dependent origination, then it follows. One thing is the physical body. The physical body ka nutriment, the physical food hi ho gaya.
Right.
So that should be clear.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Are you hearing me? So Kablikaro Aharo, that is the nutriment. The physical food is the nutriment for the body, for the Rupa. Then there is second is Phassa. Phassa means contact. Now if you recall dependent origination, Phassa Pachaya Vedana. So the contact conditions the feelings, and feelings are also some things which we relish, which we enjoy, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. So there are three kinds of feelings, all of which nutriment is the phassa. The phassa is the nutriment for that. So that mental factor called phassa is the nutriment which supports, which nourishes these feelings. So in that sense, food nourishes the body, phassa nourishes the feelings. Similarly, the third one was Mano Sanchetana. It's just a different name, you can call it Sankhara, volition. So Sankhara Pachya Vinyanam. So volition nourishes the next consciousness, especially the one at the time of death. The next volition, that those Sankhara which will arise, whatever Mano Sanchetana arises just before death, that will determine which being we are going to be, whether we are going to be born as animal or human being, or born as a Deva or born as a Brahma Loka. So that different kinds of beings are being nourished by volition. So in that sense it is seen as a nourishment. Vijnana Chaturtham. So Vijnana is Vijnana Pachya Nam Rupam. So every moment actually Vijnana is nourishing us. If we have a negative consciousness all the time, then we fall ill. Our body also gets of the same kind. But कोई आदमी निरंतरता से गुस्से में बड़ा रहता है तो उसका शरीर वैसा बन जाता है. It's very well recognized now in modern medicine also. So Vijnana is a nourishment in fact of body also. And it is also of course a nourishment of our mentality, the kind of thought processes which go on, the way we relate to the world, everything is related by that. So that in that sense we can see the nourishment is seen in that sense. That is the base on the basis of which arises the mentality and the materiality. So जो शरीर है हमारा वो कर्म से बहुत strongly influenced होता है. So कर्म संकार के हिसाब से भी शरीर का ऊपर असर पड़ता है. So if we read that Shula Vibhanga, Kama Vibhanga Sutta, that Buddha points out, why are some people having born with physical defects, or some people have sharp senses, some don't have sharp senses. He relates it to Kama actually, because Kama also nourishes the physical body. So that's the way it is to be seen. So we have the Sankhara Pachya Vijnanam, Vijnana Pachya Namarupam. So they are conditioning each other in that manner. So this is the way nutriment is seen as a nourishment, and proper understanding of nutriment will give us the same kind of understanding as you will come from any other mode of right understanding. Does it make clear? Any more question you can ask?
I have a question. I don't know. This avidya and sati are like the opposites of each other?
Sati is Sati is the means. Avidya is ignorance. Opposite of avidya is vidya. There is this, we have read that. Everywhere we will see. If you see the ending sentence, the ending sentence is the ending phrase of each of these subsections is avidyam pahaya vidyam upadetva. So avidyam pahaya means giving up avidya. Vidyam upadetva means having taken up, having understood, having grasped the vidya. So the antonym of avidya is vidya, not sati. Sati is the means, sati is the mindfulness, that is the means through which we become aware of what is happening in the moment. Okay? Any other question?
One last question.
Any other
So
questions, or will
avidya,
be
avidya is there
closing the
all
session for
the
today?
12 links of the
Everybody-
chain, or is it like pushing from the first and then its job is done?
Avidya means ignorance, not having proper knowledge, not having proper understanding. So when we see, in the basic sense, we can even say avidya is wrong understanding. So sammaditthi means vidya. Okay. So if you see there is a section which we will read later under 3. That is also one of the explanations given of avidya. So we'll have a chance to go through it in full detail.
what is the avidya? Avidya actually means that we are seeing things in a wrong way. So whatever is impermanent, we see it as permanent. Whatever is actually suffering, we see it as pleasure. Whatever is is not there, there's no essence in it, we see essence in it. Whatever is non-self, we see self. So that is the root explanation of avidya. And it's because having clarity on avidya is also sammaditthi. So I think there is this number 103 where we talk of ignorance and dispelling of ignorance as a means of. So there is just as we have right view, so there the explanation is when a noble disciple understands ignorance, origin of ignorance, cessation of ignorance, that is the right view. So that is the proper way to understand ignorance. That one has a right view. What is actually, if you see it in a very mundane sense, right view means that we see the things in their true perspective. We not see it as a mirage. If we see it as reality, then it is a wrong view. If we see mirage as a mirage, then it is a right view. So in that sense, it has to be seen. We tend to see this world as solid, something real, something in which we'll by hook or by crook, we'll get some pleasure, we can get. It's only a matter of rising to the occasion and doing right things at right time, and then you'll succeed and get all the happiness in the world. Now, all that is a part of avidya. Sounds funny, isn't it? So we can discuss it here.
We will live with that.
So if you discuss it with anybody who is not in tune with this, he'll say he's gone crazy. Because he's talking of the absolutes, he's talking of because we tend to think, because we listen to it so many times and discuss it for years and years, we tend to think that crossing the cycle of birth and death is just like crossing Atlantic Ocean. It's not like that. It's a very big undertaking. So the enormity of the task needs to be appreciated, and once we understand it, then we can see, this really is. And then as we experience the life more and more, then one gets to feel that in reality it is really true that there is a deep, all these nutriments which are being spoken of, they are really highly dangerous things. So we should be very clear and careful not to fall in that trap. So that is the right understanding, and that's why this sutta is of great importance, that if we understand it from various perspectives, then we get a clarity on it. So we'll try to study it again and again and reflect upon it. Any more questions? You're welcome to ask. There's no hurry. Only thing is, we'll take tea and answer your questions. I hope someday you'll have a technique that here tea will also be transmitted.
Virtual tea. Virtual tea will have.
No,
real tea.
There is no real tea.
No, there is tea.
There is the feeling that we get once tea goes inside.
No, he meant reality,
Reality.
Reality will be transmitted.
Reality will be
Okay. So I think if no more questions, then we will close the session for today.
तुम जैसे वो recording बंद कर दो, but हम जो question answer करेंगे, maybe people can hear them.
Recording बंद कर दें.
Recording बंद कर दो, so that बाकी otherwise if somebody wants to hear what we are discussing, it should be okay.